Okay, I have to make one more video in regards to the rapture not being real that I already posted, and add a couple things that I should have added in the last. If you go onto this very same page, now, first of all, I'm not doing this for followers. I could give two shits about social media followers. I think it's part of the problem in the world. I think it's a great thing because it's allowed us to share news in real time that's real and true. To other people that are willing to hear it and not have only the mainstream media be the only voice. That's been the greatest part of social media. Outside of that, it's caused nothing but problems for most people in one way or another, and they don't even realize it, half of them. But it's going to affect our kids even more. But anyways, point being, on this same page that I made the video about the rapture not being real because it was implemented in the 1800s by one man's translation of the certain part of the Bible, then it got put in as the rapture. But before that, it was never in the Bible as a rapture happening. There was descriptions of things of Jesus coming back, resurrecting the dead. That was all in there, but not the rapture. So I'm saying, if you think that I didn't believe as strong as you the rapture was real, go to my first video a few months ago that I ever made. It's me hysterically crying because I'm begging desperately for people to believe in God, because I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit for a brief moment that it profoundly affected me so deep that I was like, God is real, the Bible has to be real, and I must spread the word. I felt it so deep in my soul. But after being realistic, that we need to remember there's a ton of shit that's happened that actually was put on by the elites to make us believe was real. So we go opposite of what Jesus and God wanted us to know. So, you got to have an open mind. I know there are going to be a lot of Christians that are unwilling to hear this, but if you research the name John Nelson Darby in the 1800s, he was a man, one only man, that translated the rapture as what the rapture is in the Bible. And then I believe the elite of the world that we now know as the 13 families, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, etc., they were around back then too. They started all this crap. They wanted us to look crazy to non-believers when we talked about the rapture and making them believe that they had to believe in God or they wouldn't be saved and brought to heaven, and fear them into it. That's not the way God would want us to get people to believe, by scaring them, because then we look nuts. Oh, Jesus is going to open the sky. He's going to pull all the ones who believed in him as Christians, and the rest of you are screwed. Why would the Bible tell us to say that? I just feel like that doesn't fit the rest of the Bible. Yeah, God's real, Jesus is real, no doubt. But that's the energy and vibration currency that's running through our body. That's God. Our soul is the God in us, in our spirit. Not gonna end by a rapture. It's gonna end by Jesus coming back, but not a rapture. I really feel like this is true. Go ahead and look at the video that I made first back in the fall of 2025, I believe. It's right on the same page. I was begging people to believe in the rapture. Believe in it. It's going to happen. And if you don't believe in God, you're not going to be saved in the 7-year tribulation, blah, blah, blah. Please just do the research before you decide you don't believe it. Look up John Nelson Darby and see if you agree that there's a possibility that they took this guy's translation and ran with it to use it against us. Just like Christmas. Hate to break it to you guys, but Jesus was not born on December 25th. He was born in the spring, closer to Easter. Easter changes every year, so we can't say exactly what day it was, but what it is Satan's. I can't remember the exact day, and I shouldn't even talk about this till I have the actual words to use for you guys to be able to research it. But there's a certain day of celebrating Satan that we have been fooled to celebrate Jesus's birth, and it hasn't been about Jesus all along. And then what has it turned into? A money-making machine every year. Christmas is a freaking, it's a monetized, actually, all of our shit's monetized, all of our holidays monetized, religious or not. It's just become a big money-making machine on Christmas, and it's not even about religion anymore anyways. Of course it is to Christians who believe that was when Jesus was really born, but he wasn't really born in December. And that day we've been celebrating has allowed Satan, in his twisted way of thinking, to feed his ego, because we're celebrating his day. We're celebrating Lucifer's day, guys. We're not celebrating Jesus's day, and what it does is it feeds his ego that we're all celebrating his day instead of Jesus's day, not using the words that we're using verbally, saying we're celebrating our God. It doesn't matter to him. It's his day. He knows it's his day. It's been his day since the beginning, and we're celebrating on that day for a God. He's just letting it go to his head that it's him, not Jesus. But guess what? If we knew that we were supposed to celebrate it on the proper birthday, things would be so different. It's just one of the parts of the roles they've played in our lives and didn't even have a freaking clue. Please just, seriously, why would I go from that first video back before begging people to believe in the rapture to be saved? I mean, I am bawling like a lunatic and begging people to believe because of the rapture. Come on now. I'm now this. How do you go from that to this unless you really go and look at the research? Please just do it yourself. Don't just assume what people tell you is real. Be smart enough to know anything you hear that goes against what you believe to maybe check it out just in case first before you make a decision if it's real or not. Okay? It's the smartest thing to do in this day and time. That's the best advice anybody could ever give you. Anything that goes against what you believe in, at least research the true history behind it. Not the shit you learn in school. The shit that really happened. Because the Rockefellers are the ones who funded U.S. education when it all began. And they told them what they were allowed to teach us about history, and it was only tidbits of the history we really were in, tidbits of things that really happened, and the rest was lies. And some of them were full lies, not even truth at all. So go and research it in a different format that's not going to go right back to the U.S. education history and what we know, even the history of Christians and what we know. Because of the Bibles that have been in circulation since we've all been alive. And each of our generations have changed little by little over the years. I've been learning this more over every day that passes. People are finding things in the Bible where verses skip from 20 to 22, where the whole 21st verse during that talks about how 3 days of fasting and praying is all you need to heal your body of all disease. That'd be good to know, you know? Why would that be skipped over? It's literally the part of the Bible that tells us that. It's skipped from one verse that's 20 to 22, and the verse 21 tells us to fast for 3 days and pray and we'll be healed. I mean, come on now. It makes sense. I'm just trying to help, not followers. I mean, if I get followers, it's one thing that happens that I really probably won't give two shits about. I can guarantee I won't, because I just hate attention like that. But I love my God. God is real. Jesus is real. Rapture. A couple other things. Christmas Day. Not the right day to celebrate Jesus' birth, but that's probably never going to end. That's one that's going to be too hard for people to accept, but I accept it. I accept it for what it is. I get to buy my kid extra gifts, spoil him on one day a year more than other days, other than his birthday, and enjoy it because it makes them happy. And I love seeing my kid happy. It's all that matters. I mean, that's what's mattered to most of us on Christmas, not Jesus. Sorry to say. Let's be real. I was raised Catholic. I don't believe in Catholic religion whatsoever because the Vatican is literally the Roman Empire turned into the Vatican. If you don't know that, you should really do your research because they are literally the evil people They are not about Christians. They are not about the true beliefs. They are literally Luciferian fucking scumbag. Sorry, excuse the language, but let's keep it fucking real, please. Do research. Don't just accept what someone tells you is real. That's just ignorance and stupidity. You're not that stupid. Anyone with a little bit of common sense in their head is not that stupid. So if you're that stupid, you have no common sense. Just letting you know.